For business news, videos and insights, check out the O2 Business blog by clicking the link on screen or in the description below. Hey guys, you're watching BTech. My name is Basil and this is a comparison between the Smart Platinum 7 from Vodafone and the Nexus 6P made by Huawei for Google running the stock Android experience. The Nexus 6P really has been one of our favorites for a long time, but it came out a while ago and now things are changing with the OnePlus 3, the Smart Platinum 7 really showcasing you can get an amazing phone for 300 quid. The Smart Platinum 7 has the same resolution screen, Quad HD. It's also AMOLED just like the Nexus 6P. It looks stunning, being slightly smaller. It's got a higher pixel density, so that means it's a little bit sharper as well. The design is also incredibly rich, so it's lighter. It has a glass back, 155 grams versus 178 gram Nexus 6P. I would say the Nexus 6P has stereo speakers, so it warrants all that extra beef, but the Smart Platinum 7 has front-firing stereo speakers as well. The only thing that really does make the Nexus 6P warrant having that extra size is the bigger display, 5.7 inches versus 5.5 inches on the Smart Platinum 7. I really love both of the phones in terms of the in-hand feel. The Nexus 6P does feel, dare I say, just more macho. It's a more beefy device. It's metal all around and you've just got that kind of weird spaceshipy kind of camera bump around the back where the NFC contact point is. I really like it, but I do prefer in hand the Smart Platinum 7. As for the screens as well, the Smart Platinum 7's a little bit sharper, not really noticeably so, but between the comfort of using it and the general screen experience, I also prefer the Smart Platinum 7 in that respect as well. So Vodafone are really winning out here from the offset. As far as the operating system goes, obviously I'm going to be, as a relative stock Android purist, a fan of the Nexus 6P because not only can I have the latest version of Android on here, I can even very easily install the beta versions. As I have on my Nexus 6P, I've got Android N. The Android experience on the Smart Platinum 7 is relatively stock. A load of Vodafone applications are on here, but you can uninstall them relatively easily and turn off Vodafone customizations as well. So that's good going from Vodafone that they give you the option for that. You've got similar kind of processors under the hood in some respects, so they're different generations of processors. You've got a Snapdragon 810, which is the older generation 8 series in the Nexus 6P. You've got a 652 inside the Smart Platinum 7 that actually future-proofs the Smart Platinum 7 really well. You've got an Antutu score of around 80,000 or just over 80,000, which again isn't too dissimilar to the Snapdragon 810. So performance-wise, they're not too dissimilar. Should be able to play any games that you throw at them. You've got an Adreno 510 GPU in the Smart Platinum 7 versus a 430 in the Nexus 6P. As far as all the power under the hood goes, it's supported along by 3 GB of RAM across both. And when it comes to memory, you have expandability on the Smart Platinum 7, but not on the Nexus 6P. That said, the Smart Platinum 7 only has 32 gigabytes. You don't get it in any other variants, so if you're a real gamer who wants to install every single Final Fantasy under the sun, you might struggle with that 32 gigabytes. That's only for serious hardcore gamers. Other people, 32 gigabytes is ample, especially considering the expandability. The Nexus 6P, by contrast, has 32 gig, 64 gig, or 128 gig on board. As far as the cameras go, the Smart Platinum 7 has more pixels around the back, 16 versus 12.3. Both have f2 lenses. The cameras perform really well. You've got some nice manual controls on the Smart Platinum 7 as well, which is ace, and both can shoot up to Quad HD video too. 8 megapixel front-firing cameras that can record up to full HD. Other key differences in terms of the fingerprint scanner, the Nexus 6P's fingerprint scanner is much easier to press. It's mainly because the Smart Platinum 7's is glass in a glass back and just feels very samey. It doesn't feel easily identifiable, so the Smart Platinum 7 falls short slightly in that respect, but you do also have a USB Type-C, giving the Nexus 6P a further additional edge over it. So the Nexus 6P has USB Type-C for potentially up to fast charging data speeds, but you do definitely have that benefit of reversibility and future-proofing there. The Smart Platinum 7 naturally has a micro USB, but still supports Quick Charge 3.0, I do believe. What you can also expect is a smaller capacity cell. It's 3000 milliamps, so it should charge a fair bit quicker than than that of the Nexus 6P, which is a 3,400 or thereabouts milliamp cell, 3,450. Generally, both of these are amazing devices. The Smart Platinum 7 more future-proofed in terms of the internals, but Vodafone probably not going to future-proof it as much in terms of software updates. The Nexus 6P, like I said, already running Android N beta version. The design of both is beautiful, the whole devices are beautiful, but it really is going to be what you want from your phone. Are you a Vodafone customer who wants fantastic bang for buck, or are you prepared to spend a little bit more and get a stock experience that you can tinker with? That's going to be the Nexus 6P. Hopefully you enjoyed this comparison. If you did, click that thumbs up button, like the video, click like, and subscribe to the channel. It's how you'll be staying on top of everything we do. Thanks for watching BTech. For business news, videos and insights, check out the O2 Business blog by clicking the link on screen or in the description below.